Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? Yes. You are knowing what you are wanting? Yes. That's a little scary. Are you appreciating the evolution of your desire? Yes. Do your desires call you? Yes. Do they torture you? Yeah, there's a little bit of that, isn't there? If you are up to speed with the desire, which you never are in the beginning of its hatching, then it's inviting, it's invigorating, it's fun to think about. But if you have wanted something for a while, and for whatever reason you've not managed to be a consistent vibrational match to your own desire, in other words, you don't believe it, you want it but you don't believe it, then that doubt is uncomfortable, isn't it? And what most do not understand is that you can do something about that doubt without the manifestation occurring. Most people don't get that. Most people think that in order for doubt to go away, what they want has to show up. I'll believe it when I see it. But we want you to understand that if you're counting on waiting for it to show up before you give it your undivided vibrational attention, not only are you slowing things way, way, way down, but you're mostly noticing the success of other people, not yourself. You can see all kinds of things you want evidenced or manifested in the experience of others. But for them to be evidenced in your experience, you have to be a vibrational match to them. So we like to explain to you that you're a vibrational being in a vibrational universe, and that you're going to want to become aware of your vibration. And most humans, especially in the beginning, they don't know what that means. They don't get what that means. They don't really want to know what that means, because you're accustomed to your world in the way you are accustomed to seeing it. You like to see it and hear it and smell it and taste it and touch it. You like to translate your vibrational world into what you call real life manifestation. And we want that for you too. But we want to show you how to do it in a consistent way. And before you can get good at being consistent about it, you got to understand that you are vibration first and foremost, and so is everyone else. But you've got to begin to use your emotional guidance system in order to know moment by moment what your vibrational condition is. Because if you want something and you doubt it, your vibrational condition is not where you want it to be, or where you need it to be in order for what you want to manifest easily. Jerry always was talking about creation, even before Jerry and Esther met us, even before he really understood what deliberate creation and creating your own reality really is. But he knew, because of the people that he had watched, he had studied humanity for a very long time, he knew that there were factors that some seemed to understand that most did not. And when he began plying us with his questions, we explained to him that most people are offering most of their vibration in response to what they are observing, which is a very limiting way to go about it, because first of all, you can't explore that much through observation. In other words, you really got to get around to get the big picture. And when you are observing current reality, you're practicing the vibration of what is, which means it can't change, not much, and certainly not fast. So we want you to know that you were source energy before you came into these bodies. And even though you are now in these physical bodies, the larger part of you is still that source energy perspective. You sometimes call that soul. Humans want to call that God. We want to call it your inner being, but it's who you really are. Who you were before you came into this body, you still are not in this body while you are in this body, most of you. You're in this body. So there is a vibrational relationship between where you came from, but better said, who you now really are. Who you are as a result of all that you've been living. So life causes you to expand. When you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. And every time you have one of those conscious or even unconscious things happen, every time you live a little bit of life where something unwanted is experienced by you, its preference is naturally born out of you. It's just the logics of this perfectly balanced, contrasting, leading edge, time-space reality into which you are deliberately focused. So you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. These rockets of desires emanate from you even though you don't even know it's happening. And as these rockets of desires emanate from you, the larger part of you, the inner being part of you, the non-physical energy part of you, becomes the vibrational fullness of everything that you ask. In other words, you're amending who you are. You're expanding and evolving all day long. And every single emotion that you feel is about the relationship between your habit of thought, your beliefs. A belief is just a thought that you continue to think. Your habit of thought and the habit of thought of the source within you. So source within you knows your value. If you do, you feel great about yourself. Source within you loves you and everyone else. If you do, then you feel wonderful in this moment. But if you find fault with yourself or someone else, in the moment of that fault finding, that negative emotion that you feel, which you try to justify but you can't really, is your indication that you are cross current of who you really are and what you really know.